Ladies and gentlemen, life is not for the faint-hearted. It's a journey full of challenges, setbacks, and moments when the weight of the world feels like it's pressing you into the ground. But let me tell you this, you don't become strong by avoiding the storms. You become strong by walking through them. Mental strength is not something you're born with. It's something you build. Brick by brick, choice by choice, you construct it through perseverance, discipline, and faith. The secret to becoming mentally strong, it starts with understanding this simple truth. You are in control of your mind, not the other way around. You have the power to decide how you respond to the hardships of life. You can either let them break you, or you can let them shape you into something greater. Now, here's what most people won't tell you. Strength isn't about pretending everything is fine when it's not. It's not about burying your pain or bottling up your emotions. True strength comes from facing your fears head on, acknowledging your struggles, and refusing to let them define you. When failure comes, and it will come, you don't run from it. You learn from it. Failure is a teacher, not a tombstone. Every successful person you admire has failed more times than they can count. But they didn't let failure have the final word. They stood back up, they adjusted their sails, and they pressed on. Discipline is the backbone of mental strength. It's about doing what you know needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. Motivation is fleeting, discipline is consistent. Wake up early, put in the work, stay focused. Success doesn't come knocking on your door. You have to go out there and earn it. And let's talk about self-belief. If you don't believe in yourself, why should anyone else? You've got to look in the mirror and say, I am capable, I am worthy, I can handle whatever comes my way. It doesn't matter how many people doubt you. The only voice that truly matters is your own. Finally, faith. Not just in a higher power, but faith in the process, in the grind, in the idea that all your effort, pain, and sacrifice will pay off. You've got to trust that every step you take is leading you to where you're meant to be. Ever forward. Forward. So when life gets hard, and it will, don't fold, don't crumble. Remember, the secret to becoming mentally strong lies in your ability to endure, to rise, and to keep moving forward. Strength isn't about never falling, it's about always getting back up. Now go out there and show the world what you're made of. You control your mind doesn't control you. Mental strength starts with mastering your thoughts and choosing your responses to life's challenges. Face failure as a teacher, not a tombstone. Learn from setbacks, adapt, and use them as stepping stones toward growth and success. Discipline is the foundation of strength. Consistency and effort, even when motivation fades, build resilience and pave the way for greatness. Self-belief is non-negotiable. Trust in your abilities and worth regardless of external opinions or doubts. Faith fuels perseverance. Believe in the process, the grind, and the eventual rewards of your efforts and sacrifices. True strength is in rising after every fall. Resilience isn't about avoiding failure, it's about refusing to stay down when you stumble. The mind is the most powerful tool you possess, and yet, it can also be the most challenging part of yourself to control. This is the cornerstone of mental strength. Control over your mind begins with awareness. You cannot change what you do not recognize. Many people go through life on autopilot, letting their thoughts run unchecked, their emotions spiraling out of control at the first sign of adversity. They allow negative self-talk, fear, and doubt to dictate their actions. But when you pause and pay attention to your thoughts, you begin to see patterns. You start to recognize the triggers that send you into a mental tailspin and the limiting beliefs that hold you back. Awareness is the first step toward mastery. Once you're aware of the thoughts that arise, the next step is to challenge them. Not every thought that enters your mind is true, and not every emotion that you feel is a fact. For example, when you think, "I can't do this," stop and question it. Why can't you? What evidence supports that belief? Often you'll find that these thoughts are rooted in fear, insecurity, or past experiences that no longer serve you. By questioning your thoughts, you strip them of their power. Training your mind to stay in the present moment is another critical aspect of mental strength. The mind has a tendency to dwell on the past or worry about the future. It replays mistakes, regrets, and failures over and over, or it creates scenarios of anxiety about things that haven't even happened yet. Both of these habits steal your peace and weaken your resilience. When you bring your focus back to the here and now, you regain control. The peace, the trust, and the calmness when you bring your focus. The present moment is where you have power to act, to choose, and to move forward. Focus is another powerful tool in mastering your mind. Where you place your attention shapes your reality. If you focus on the negative, you'll see more of it. If you focus on the possibilities, the opportunities, and the lessons, your perspective shifts. Mental strength grows when you train yourself to find the positive in every situation. This doesn't mean ignoring difficulties. It means refusing to be consumed by them. A key part of controlling your mind is learning to manage your inner dialogue. The way you speak to yourself matters. Harsh self-criticism erodes confidence, while words of encouragement build resilience. Speak to yourself as you would a close friend. When you stumble, remind yourself that failure is part of growth. When you feel overwhelmed, tell yourself you're capable of handling the challenge. Positive self-talk isn't about blind optimism. It's about creating a mindset that supports rather than sabotages you. Building mental strength also requires cultivating patience and discipline. The mind doesn't become disciplined overnight. It takes consistent effort to redirect negative thoughts, to pause before reacting, and to choose a constructive response. Every time you take control of your thoughts, you're strengthening that mental muscle. It's like any other form of training. The more you practice, the stronger you become. Taking control of your mind doesn't mean suppressing emotions or ignoring struggles. It means acknowledging them without letting them dictate your behavior. It means understanding that you can experience fear without being ruled by it, and you can feel doubt without allowing it to paralyze you. You are not your thoughts, and you are not your emotions. You are the one who observes them, and as the observer, you have the power to choose how you respond. Control over your mind is not just about mental strength. It's about freedom. When you master your mind, you free yourself from the shackles of fear, doubt, and negativity. You step into a place of empowerment, where you can face life's challenges with clarity, courage, and resilience. This is the essence of true mental strength, knowing that you are in charge. Not your thoughts, not your fears, and not the chaos around you. Failure is one of the most universal experiences in life, yet it is often misunderstood. People fear failure as if it's an ending, as if it's the definitive proof that they aren't good enough, smart enough, or strong enough. But failure is none of those things. It is not a tombstone marking the death of your dreams. It is a teacher standing in your path, offering lessons you cannot learn any other way. To become mentally strong, you must change how you view failure and embrace it as a vital part of growth and success. The first step to reframing failure is recognizing that it is inevitable. Nobody, no matter how talented, hardworking, or prepared, escapes failure. It is a natural part of striving for more, of stepping out of your comfort zone and taking risks. If you never fail, it means you aren't challenging yourself enough. The most successful people in history have failed more times than most people have even tried. The value in failure lies in the failure, not the failure. Thomas Edison famously failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. When asked about his failures, he said, "I have not failed, I've just found 1,000,000 ways that won't work." This mindset is what separates those who succeed from those who give up. When failure happens, it's easy to let it consume you. The sting of disappointment, embarrassment, or even shame can feel overwhelming. But instead of seeing failure as a dead end, you must see it as a crossroads. It's a moment to pause, reflect, and decide your next move. Failure gives you an opportunity to assess what went wrong, what you could have done differently, and what you need to learn. It shines a light on your blind spots and forces you to confront areas where you need to grow. This process, though uncomfortable, is essential for building resilience and improving yourself. Failure also teaches you the value of persistence. When you fall, you have two choices: stay down or get back up. Every time you choose to rise again, you build mental strength. Each setback you overcome makes you more prepared for the next challenge. You begin to realize that failure is not something to fear, but something to face head-on. It becomes less of a threat and more of a stepping stone. One of the most powerful lessons failure teaches is humility. It reminds you that you are human, that you don't have all the answers, and that you won't always get things right the first time or the second or third. This humility is not a weakness, it's a strength. It keeps you open to learning, receptive to feedback, and willing to adapt. When you approach failure with humility, you can extract the lessons it offers without letting your ego get in the way. Another key aspect of handling failure is learning to separate your actions from your identity. Failing at something does not make you a failure. This distinction is critical for maintaining a healthy self-perception. When you define yourself by your failures, you limit your potential and trap yourself in a cycle of self-doubt. Instead, recognize that failure is a single moment, a single result, not a reflection of your worth. So, it's also important to surround yourself with the right people when you fail. Having a supportive network of friends, mentors, or loved ones can make all the difference. These people can provide perspective, encouragement, and constructive feedback, helping you see failure as a temporary setback rather than a permanent defeat. They remind you that you're not alone in your struggles and that everyone faces challenges on the road to success. One more thing I think it's worth noting. Finally, failure builds character. It forces you to dig deep and find strength you didn't know you had. It teaches you patience, resilience, and adaptability. It pushes you to redefine what success means to you and to focus on what truly matters. Through failure, you learn to appreciate the journey, not just the destination. In the end, failure is not something to fear or avoid. It is a necessary part of growth and transformation. When you embrace it as a teacher, you unlock your potential and discover the strength within you to keep moving forward. Every failure brings you one step closer to success, if you let it. Discipline is the cornerstone of mental strength. It's not glamorous, and it's not always exciting, but it is essential. Discipline is the quiet, persistent force that keeps you moving forward when motivation fades. It's the ability to stay committed to your goals, even when the path is hard, the progress is slow, or the rewards feel distant. Mental strength doesn't come from bursts of inspiration. It comes from the consistent application of discipline over time. At its core, discipline is about doing what needs to be done, regardless of how you feel in the moment. Feelings are fleeting. They rise and fall like the tide, and if you base your actions solely on how you feel, you'll rarely accomplish anything meaningful. Discipline, on the other hand, is steady. It's the voice in your head that says, I may not feel like it, but I'm going to do it anyway. Whether it's waking up early to work on your goals, hitting the gym after a long day, or putting in extra effort to finish a project, discipline is the force that pushes you to act. Building discipline begins with small, deliberate actions. Too often, people think they need to make massive changes all at once, but this approach is unsustainable. Discipline grows like a muscle. It strengthens with consistent use. Start by setting small, achievable goals. These might be as simple as making your bed every morning, spending 10 minutes a day on a new skill, or committing to one healthy meal a day. As you follow through on these small commitments, you build trust in yourself. You prove to yourself that you can stick to what you set out to do. A critical aspect of discipline is routine. Creating a structured routine eliminates the need to constantly decide what to do next. When you have a routine, you reduce decision fatigue and make discipline automatic. For example, if you know that every morning at 7 a.m. you'll spend 30 minutes exercising, there's no room for negotiation or excuses. It becomes a part of your daily rhythm, like brushing your teeth or eating breakfast. The more ingrained your routine becomes, the less willpower it takes to stick to it. Discipline also requires a clear sense of purpose. It's hard to stay committed to something if you don't know why you're doing it. Take the time to connect with your goals on a deeper level. Ask yourself, why does this matter to me? What will I gain from this effort? Who do I want to become? When your purpose is clear, discipline becomes less of a chore and more of a pathway to something meaningful. You're no longer just going through the motions. You're working toward a vision of the future that inspires you. Another key component of discipline is delaying gratification. We live in a world that prioritizes instant rewards, quick fixes, fast results, and immediate pleasure. Discipline, however, is about playing the long game. It's about sacrificing short-term comfort for long-term success. When you resist the urge to take the easy way out, you strengthen your ability to persevere through challenges. Over time, you begin to value the process itself, not just the outcome. You learn that true satisfaction comes from knowing you've put in the work. Discipline isn't about being perfect. There will be days when you slip up, when you fall short of your goals, or when life throws unexpected obstacles in your way. What matters is how you respond. Do you let one setback derail your progress, or do you regroup and get back on track? Discipline is about resilience. It's about showing up again and again, no matter how many times you stumble. Lastly, discipline thrives on accountability. When you hold yourself accountable, you create a system of checks and balances that keeps you aligned with your goals. This might mean tracking your progress, setting deadlines, or sharing your commitments with someone you trust. Accountability doesn't have to be harsh. It's simply a way to remind yourself of the promises you've made and the effort they require. Discipline is not a skill you're born with, it's something you cultivate. It's the foundation that supports mental strength, enabling you to face challenges, resist distractions, and keep moving forward. Through discipline, you create the structure and stability needed to achieve your goals and become the best version of yourself. It's not always easy, but it's always worth it. Michael Phelps was acquired early in life. This left him with limited observation of the self-help industry. Self-belief is the foundation upon which mental strength is built. Without it, even the best plans, the greatest talents, and the most supportive environments can falter. Believing in yourself is not just about confidence. It's about trusting your ability to navigate challenges, adapt to changes, and create your path forward. It's the internal compass that keeps you steady when the world feels uncertain. Enjoy who you are, and enjoy who you can be when the trials and the tribulations come. To become mentally strong, self-belief isn't optional, it's essential. Self-belief begins with understanding your intrinsic worth. Too often people tie their sense of value to external achievements, the approval of others, or fleeting moments of success. When those things fade, as they inevitably do, so does their confidence. True self-belief, however, comes from knowing that your worth isn't dependent on external circumstances. It's rooted in the simple fact that you have value because you exist. There are so many things to think about, and so many things that this foundational understanding allows you to face setbacks without questioning your worth as a person. One of the most powerful ways to cultivate self-belief is to reflect on your past successes. No matter who you are, you've overcome challenges, solved problems, and accomplished goals in the past. Take the time to acknowledge those moments. They are proof of your resilience and capability. When doubt creeps in, remind yourself of the times when you thought you couldn't, but did. Each of those victories, no matter how small, is evidence that you have what it takes to overcome whatever lies ahead. Remember that you have the lies ahead. Another key to building self-belief is to reframe your inner dialogue. The way you talk to yourself matters. Negative self-talk statements like, "I'm not good enough," "I always mess up," or "I'll never succeed," can erode your confidence over time. It's like carrying around a critic who's constantly whispering in your ear, amplifying every mistake and minimizing every accomplishment. But you have the power to silence that critic. Replace those thoughts with affirmations of strength, capability, and growth. Instead of saying, "I can't do this," tell yourself, "I may not know how yet, but I'm willing to learn." Instead of focusing on failures, remind yourself, "I am capable of growth and improvement." Believing in yourself also means accepting that imperfection is part of being human. You don't have to be flawless to be worthy. Mistakes are not evidence of failure, they're evidence of effort. Each mistake is an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to refine your approach. When you accept imperfection, you free yourself from the paralyzing fear of failure. This freedom allows you to take risks, try new things, and step out of your comfort zone, all of which are essential for personal growth. Self-belief is further strengthened by setting and achieving small, realistic goals. When you set a goal and follow through, you prove to yourself that you are capable. These small victories create a ripple effect, gradually building your confidence. Over time, you'll feel more empowered to tackle bigger challenges. It's important to note that these goals should be aligned with your values and aspirations. When your actions are in harmony with your authentic self, your belief in your abilities becomes more deeply rooted. Surrounding yourself with supportive people also plays a crucial role in fostering self-belief. While self-confidence must ultimately come from within, the encouragement of others can act as a powerful catalyst. Seek out relationships with people who uplift you, who see your potential, and who challenge you to become better. Avoid those who constantly undermine your confidence or feed your insecurities. Positive environments nurture self-belief, while toxic ones erode it. Another essential element of self-belief is persistence. Life will inevitably throw obstacles in your path, and there will be times when doubt feels overwhelming. In those moments, remind yourself that perseverance is often more important than perfection. Each step forward, no matter how small, reinforces your belief in your ability to keep going. Even when progress feels slow, it's still progress. Finally, self-belief requires faith in your ability to figure things out. You won't always have all the answers, and that's okay. Trusting yourself means believing that you have the resourcefulness to learn, adapt, and overcome challenges as they arise. It's about having confidence, not just in who you are today, but in who you are becoming. Believing in yourself is not about arrogance or ignoring your limitations. It's about recognizing your inherent worth, your ability to grow, and your capacity to face life's challenges with courage and resilience. When you cultivate self-belief, you create a solid foundation for mental strength that can carry you through even the toughest of times. Faith is a powerful force in the journey to mental strength. It's the quiet assurance that your efforts, no matter how small, are meaningful. It's the belief that the trials you face have a purpose, even when you can't yet see the outcome. Faith is not just about a belief in a higher power, though that can be a source of strength for many. It's about trusting the process, the grind, and your ability to persevere. Faith is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. At its core, faith is about trust. It's about trusting that the challenges you face are shaping you into a stronger, wiser, and more resilient version of yourself. Life is full of uncertainties, and there will be times when the path forward isn't clear. In those moments, faith becomes your guide. It allows you to keep moving, even when you're unsure of the destination. It's the belief that as long as you keep taking steps, the way forward will reveal itself. Faith also requires patience. Growth doesn't happen overnight, and progress is rarely linear. There will be setbacks, detours, and moments when it feels like you're standing still. But faith reminds you that growth is happening, even when you can't see it. It's like planting a seed. You can't dig it up every day to check if it's growing. You have to trust that, beneath the surface, the roots are taking hold. Similarly, in your own journey, you must trust that the work you're putting in, the small, consistent actions, is building a foundation for success. One of the most challenging aspects of faith is maintaining it in the face of adversity. When things go wrong, it's easy to question everything, your goals, your abilities, and even your purpose. But adversity is not a sign that you're on the wrong path. It's often a necessary part of the journey. Faith reminds you that setbacks are temporary, and every obstacle you overcome strengthens your resilience. It shifts your perspective from seeing challenges as insurmountable to viewing them as opportunities for growth. Faith is also about believing in your ability to adapt. Life is unpredictable, and no matter how carefully you plan, there will always be unexpected twists and turns. Faith gives you the confidence to face uncertainty with courage, knowing that you have the resourcefulness to navigate whatever comes your way. It's about trusting that you don't need to have all the answers right now. You just need to take the next step, and the step after that. Another crucial aspect of faith is believing in the power of effort. It's easy to become discouraged when you don't see immediate results. In today's fast-paced world where instant gratification is the norm, patience and perseverance can feel like rare virtues. But faith reminds you that great things take time. It's about showing up day after day, even when progress feels slow. It's about trusting that every effort you make, no matter how small, is moving you closer to your goals. Faith isn't blind optimism or ignoring reality. It doesn't mean pretending that everything is perfect when it's not. Instead, it's about maintaining hope and determination in the face of challenges. It's about choosing to believe that, even in the darkest moments, there is light ahead. This belief doesn't eliminate difficulties, but it gives you the strength to face them. Faith is deeply personal, and how you cultivate it will depend on your values, experiences, and beliefs. For some, faith is rooted in spirituality or religion, providing a sense of purpose and connection to something greater than themselves. For others, faith comes from within, a trust in their own abilities and resilience. Both forms of faith are valid, and both can be powerful sources of strength. Ultimately, faith is about trust in the process, the journey, and yourself. It's what keeps you going when the road is long and the obstacles are many. It's the voice that whispers, "Keep going," even when the world feels like it's shouting, "Give up." Faith isn't just a feeling, it's a choice. It's a commitment to believe in your potential, your purpose, and the possibilities that lie ahead. Mental strength is deeply tied to the relationships we nurture. No one walks through life alone, and the people we surround ourselves with play a significant role in shaping our mindset, resilience, and emotional well-being. The support system you build and how you engage with it can either strengthen or weaken your mental fortitude. Investing in strong, healthy relationships is not just about companionship. It's about creating a network of mutual encouragement, growth, and shared strength. Mental strength is better. Building a meaningful support system starts with being intentional about the people you allow into your inner circle. Surround yourself with individuals who inspire you, challenge you, and believe in your potential. These are the people who will lift you up when you're struggling and celebrate with you when you succeed. They don't just tell you what you want to hear. They tell you what you need to hear. Their presence is a source of accountability and encouragement, helping you stay focused and resilient in the face of adversity. A strong support system is built on trust. Trust is the foundation of any meaningful relationship, and it requires time, effort, and consistency to develop. Trust means knowing that the people in your life have your best interests at heart. It means feeling safe to share your vulnerabilities, fears, and aspirations without fear of judgment. When you trust someone, you're not just relying on them for support. You're also allowing yourself to be open to their guidance and perspective. Supportive relationships also thrive on mutual respect and balance. It's not just about what others can do for you, but what you bring to the relationship. Mental strength isn't built in isolation. It's a two-way street. Be the kind of person who listens, supports, and uplifts those around you. When you invest in others, you create a reciprocal dynamic where everyone grows stronger together. Giving support can be just as empowering as receiving it, reinforcing your sense of purpose and connection. One of the most important aspects of a support system is having people who can provide perspective during difficult times. When challenges arise, it's easy to feel overwhelmed or lost in your own emotions. A trusted friend, mentor, or family member can help you see the bigger picture and remind you of your strengths. Their insights can offer clarity when your mind feels clouded with doubt or fear. This outside perspective often becomes the steady anchor that keeps you grounded. However, it's equally important to recognize and address toxic relationships. Not everyone in your life will contribute positively to your mental strength. Some relationships may drain your energy, foster self-doubt, or hinder your growth. These can be difficult to identify, especially if they've been a part of your life for a long time. But mental strength requires setting boundaries and, in some cases, letting go of relationships that do more harm than good. Protecting your emotional well-being is not selfish. It's necessary for your personal growth. Communication is the lifeblood of any support system. Open, honest, and empathetic communication strengthens bonds and deepens understanding. When you express your thoughts and feelings clearly, you invite others to do the same. This creates a space where everyone feels heard, valued, and respected. Good communication also helps prevent misunderstandings and resolve conflicts, which are inevitable in any relationship. The ability to navigate these challenges with grace and understanding is a sign of both personal and relational strength. Diversity within your support system is also crucial. Different people bring different strengths, perspectives, and experiences to the table. A mentor might provide guidance and wisdom, while a close friend offers emotional support and shared laughter. A family member might remind you of your roots and resilience, while a professional network connects you to opportunities and resources. Each relationship serves a unique role, and together, they create a robust web of support. It's also important to remember that seeking support is not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength. Asking for help when you need it shows self-awareness and a commitment to growth. It's an acknowledgement that you don't have to do everything on your own. Strong people know when to lean on others, just as they're willing to be leaned on in return. This interdependence is what makes relationships so powerful. Ultimately, your support system is more than just a safety net. It's a source of strength, inspiration, and motivation. It's the people who remind you of your worth when you forget, who challenge you to aim higher, and who stand by your side through every triumph and setback. When you invest in healthy relationships, you create an environment where mental strength can thrive. Not just for you, but for everyone involved. More importantly, together you become stronger than you could ever be alone. Mental strength is not an innate gift, but a choice. A journey shaped by embracing challenges, practicing discipline, believing in yourself, having faith in the process, and leaning on a supportive network. By committing to these principles, you cultivate resilience, clarity, and courage, empowering yourself to face life's obstacles with determination and purpose.